Hello and welcome. There comes a time on the spiritual path when something surprising happens. What once felt like a miracle, an awakening so deep it changed how you see everything, starts to feel normal. Not less true, not less beautiful, just less exciting. You don't feel the fire the same way anymore. You don't float in bliss all day. The light is still there, but it no longer shines so brightly on the outside. Instead, it moves inward. Quiet, still, deep. This part isn't talked about much. Most spiritual teachings focus on the search, the moment of awakening, the highs. But few talk about what happens after the peak, after the breakthrough, after the fireworks fade and the journey continues. Because awakening is not a finish line, it's the beginning of something very real, very grounded, very human. Have you ever wanted something so badly you worked for it, dreamed about it, thought about it all the time, and then after you finally got it, it slowly became just ordinary? You didn't care about it as much anymore. It didn't feel special. That happens with spiritual awakening, too. We imagine it will make us superhuman, that we'll open our third eye or unlock secret powers, that we'll suddenly feel bliss all the time. But real awakening doesn't feel like that. It's not about becoming someone new. It's about realizing who you've always been. It's not magic, it's awareness. Clear, honest awareness. And when you finally get it, you realize it's just you. Everywhere. You in every face. You in every tree. You in every sound. You are what was, what is, and what will be. You are the space holding everything. Then something strange happens. You lose your goal. You were chasing awakening, and now you're here. There's nothing left to chase, and that can feel strange, like something has ended. But maybe that's the point. You didn't come here just to seek. You didn't create this life just to search forever. Once, as pure consciousness, we only knew stillness. Nothing moved, nothing changed. It was peace, but also still and empty. And so we imagined movement, form, time. We created life, not because we were missing anything, but because we wanted to experience. We wanted to know ourselves in new ways. That's why we're here. That's why we forget. That's why we struggle. Not as a mistake, but as part of the dream. And maybe now we hate the ordinary because it reminds us of that stillness we once had. But what if ordinary isn't bad? What if it's not boring? What if it's beautiful? Imagine heaven, not as a place in the sky, but as a never-ending return to your true self. Doesn't that sound peaceful? Or imagine loving someone so much that you would do anything for them. At first, it's all passion. You feel alive. But over time, the feeling fades. You stop noticing them. They become part of the background. But they didn't change. They're still consciousness, like you. What changed is your attention. You stopped caring. And that's the real opposite of love, not hate, but indifference. Not feeling, not caring. That's what makes love fade. That's what makes the world feel dull. Love is what you are. So when you stop caring, you stop being fully alive. You get lost in the world the ego made, a world where you just try to survive, prove, compare, win, protect. And that world is full of fear. But what if you awakened and still cared? What if you knew who you are and lived from that knowing? What if you saw yourself in everyone and everything and loved it all, even the parts that feel hard? Imagine a world where everyone lived from that place. No more scams, no more war, no more power games. No one would cheat or hurt because we'd all see ourselves in each other. We'd remember that we're all one, and life would become an endless journey, not of fear, but of love. That's heaven, not some future reward, but a way of living right now. Awakening is not about escaping the world. It's about seeing clearly. It's about letting go of the false self and relaxing into what's always been true. You don't become someone new, you stop pretending. In the beginning, awakening can feel like fire. Big emotions, big realizations, tears, joy, laughter, silence. Everything feels holy. But over time, even that fades. And that's not a loss. That's maturity. The fire cools, and what's left is something deeper. A quiet knowing, a steady peace. You begin to see that the real awakening isn't in the highs. It's in how you live when nothing special is happening. You fold the laundry and feel peace. You walk into a room and feel the presence. You eat a piece of fruit and it feels sacred. Life doesn't have to shout anymore. It whispers. It smiles. It simply is. Your thoughts still come, but they don't grab you the same way. You don't believe them like before. Your feelings still rise, but they move through you like waves. You stop trying to fix or change yourself. You just let things be. And in that space you find something beautiful. Freedom. Not freedom from life, but freedom in life. You can work, cry, laugh, get tired, feel uncertain, and still know who you are underneath it all. You don't have to feel spiritual all the time. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to perform. You just show up as you are, honest, open, present. And yes, sometimes you'll forget. You'll get caught up again in the dream. You'll feel small. That's okay, because even then, something inside you remembers you are never really lost. You can never leave what you truly are. The ego will still speak. It will still want to fix things, improve, control, compare. But now you can see it. You don't have to believe it. It's just noise. It's just part of the game. There's no final version of you, no perfect self to become. The goal is not to be finished. The goal is to be here, to be real, to be awake in this moment exactly as it is. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are not your memories, your story, your name. You are the space they all move in. You are the quiet witness. You are the presence before every thought, the stillness before every feeling, the love before every relationship. Even when things feel dark or confusing, that presence is still there. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to look for it. You are it. And when you live from that knowing, your whole life changes, not because the world outside changes, but because you do. You stop fighting. You stop chasing. You start being. You start listening more, judging less. You start feeling more love even in hard moments. You find joy in small things. A breeze, a smile, a quiet moment alone. And slowly you realize this is it. This is what you were looking for all along. Not a big feeling, not a perfect life. Just this, being alive, fully, truly, now. So if you're feeling like the journey has become flat, if you're wondering where the magic went, if the spiritual high has faded, know this, you're not doing it wrong. you're doing it right. Because when awakening becomes ordinary, that's when it becomes real. You are learning to walk as truth, to speak as presence, to live as love, not in a dream, but in the world, in the body, in this life. That is the real miracle. And if you've forgotten for a while, if you've been lost in thought or caught in pain or doubting everything, just breathe. Come back to the silence. Come back to the space inside you. It never left. It never will. You're already home. Thank you for watching.